What a great weekend it was. Apart from that,
Arsenal second, flying.
Yeah, I've picked Jesus as my Golden Boot winner, and people laughed at me when I said that.
He'll be in the running.
Haaland's the player to beat, and Mohamed Salah and Harry Kane. I get that. Yeah, it's them three and the rest. But Jesus, I mean, that first goal he scored,
beautiful, wasn't it?
Even the header, the second goal. You know, he's in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, a little curl into the.
And the tiny sort of pullback. Brilliant, brilliant goal. We're going to start with Chelsea chat though. Right, Battle at the Bridge.
What a game that was.
That's proper football, right?
Fiery, yeah.
When we spoke to Paddy Power on Friday, and I said over 3.5 goals, he laughed at me and went, "Oh, you've not done your research."
Yeah, he kind of belittled you a little bit, didn't he?
I think I have done my research and I got that bang on. But I didn't expect it in the manner in which we saw it because it had everything in that game, didn't
Absolutely everything. Some of the decisions that we saw, which we're probably going to talk about. The football that Chelsea played that first half, I don't think you can argue and say that they absolutely battered Spurs that first half. Second half, Spurs were better, and there's an argument. You look at Harry Kane's chance that he missed. That could have been an opportunity, but it just had absolutely everything. I don't know what it is about that fixture where Chelsea just seem to have Spurs' number, and I think that's the sign of change for Spurs, because I think if this happens last season, Chelsea would probably go on and win that game 1-2, 3-0. But you look at the side now and what Antonio Conte kind of bestilled into that squad. They come back, they fight, and I think that showed as well with the kind of heated exchanges between the two managers. Do you know what I mean? Last season, it would have been like, okay, whatever, we're not good enough, we're not as good as Chelsea. This season, I think Spurs believe, we are as good as you. I agree. And they will fight tooth and nail to get something from that game.
I thought when Richarlison came on, they highlighted this on Match of the Day too. I thought Spurs looked better. They had more oomph about them. But yeah, you're right. I think Spurs last year would have rolled over.
Well, they did. They got beat 4 games and didn't score a goal. But I think some of the decisions Thomas Tuchel made tactically was superb.
Let's talk about them, right? There's so many I want to talk about. I want to talk about, the first one I want to talk about is the Højbjerg and Richarlison, the goal, right? Yeah. So Højbjerg scores from outside the area. Richarlison in an offside position but not interfering with play. Maybe you can answer this, but I thought all the decisions that we're going to talk about, they got wrong, by the way. But what I don't understand, if Richarlison is in front of the goalkeeper, irrelevant of whether or not he's in his eye line, he's still interfering with play. There might be a millisecond of a thought that goes through the goalkeeper's mind, or it might come to him. And, you know, I think it was Brian Clough that said, if you're on the field of play, you're part of play, so you could be interfering with it. I don't get that they're coming down to, I mean, peripheral vision, he's going to see him anyway. The fact that he's not in his direct eye line, you're either offside, you're either part of play, or you're not. And he clearly was. I didn't think that goal should have stood.
That was one where I looked at it and thought, well, he's quite clearly in the eye line of the goalkeeper who can't see. He almost has to kind of look around Richarlison to see the strike. My only thing is that it comes from quite a distance, so maybe that's why they thought, well, I don't think he's really impeding the goalkeeper.
But it could be in the goalkeeper's mind.
Yeah, but I looked at it and thought, well, is Richarlison not offside? But again, it's VAR making these decisions. But that's one I would have thought they would have looked at and gone, that could have gone either way.
Yeah, okay. The bent occur on Havertz.
A foul.
Again,
foul.
How can they not sit? That went to VAR, right?
Do you know what, though? He has 2 nibbles at him. Yeah. So he has the first one.
And he stays on his feet.
And that's a foul. And then when he actually swipes it, and I know he gets like a whisker on the ball, it's still a foul. He's gone through Kai Havertz.
Because you can still make contact with the ball. Maybe I'm wrong, but you can still make contact with the ball and foul someone, can't you?
If you go through a player to get to the ball,
it's a foul.
And he got a whisker on the ball. But that was one I thought, well, how's that not been given as a foul? And obviously 44 seconds later, it's in the net. So obviously the phase of play is 44 seconds is too long. But I thought they would have blown up straight away for that. And
the other one that, of course, everyone's talking about is the Romero on Cucurella.
Oh, that's a red card and violent conduct.
How is that?
He pulled his wig off.
I just don't understand what part of that anyone can look at and go. Even the VAR. So the VAR, that all they can do is award a red card if they think it's violent. And that's what it should be. And that's what it should be. How who was it? Anthony Taylor's missed that. I don't know. You know, he's missed it, so he's missed it. There's nothing you can do. People miss stuff,
and also the way people have said that you can't interfere if the ball's not in play. The ball's en route. Yeah. It's a red card. It's violent conduct and it's a red card.
So all of that means that one of the things that came out of yesterday was Thomas Tuchel wants Anthony Taylor banned from the Bridge. Now, there's no way that can ever happen because as soon as a manager comes out and says, I don't want such and such managing my team, then you open up a whole can of worms. That just can't happen. But what do you do in that scenario when a referee gets it so wrong, and he's got it wrong a couple of times actually?
Well, I think there should be some kind of punishment, some kind of retrospective punishment. I think because
for who?
For the referee. When your performance is that bad, because obviously referees will go back to wherever they Stockley Park. Yeah. And I'm guessing they analyse their performances. Surely there's got to be some kind of punishment, whether he's
like a week out or sin bin or what? What do you mean?
A week out, like a suspension for a weekend. I know it's football, but also as well then the guys in the VAR booth. have to kind of take some responsibility as well, because they can help the referee out. So that's where the can of worms opens, because if you then start looking at suspensions for the referees on the pitch, you then start looking at the guys in the booth. Well, hold on, you didn't help him with this decision, so can we hold you accountable? Do you know what I mean? So it's just a bit of a slippery slope. But with the referee and Thomas Tuchel talking about he wants him banned from all their games, I think he might find himself not doing the Chelsea games anymore anyway now, because there's been such a massive deal made of it. If they go and put him back in charge of another Chelsea games, it's going to be in the back of the referee's mind thinking, do you know what? If I get a couple of decisions wrong here, so he then might go too much the other way.
That's right.
So all of a sudden now,
it's a very smart move from Thomas Tuchel.
It is, because all of a sudden now the FA or the referee association might go, you know what? I don't think we can use him in the Chelsea game. There's just too much there going on. But I thought the referee and VAR had an awful game